Hey guys, so today I want to give you all a quick little guide on the new Tame Beast skill that was added in Dawn of the Hunt. Now, I'm going to go over 1, how to use the skill, 2, where to best farm beasts with it, and 3, what I think are some of the better mods for these beasts, as well as just some additional tidbits that I think are going to be very, very useful for you going forward using this skill. And I would say that that might be one of the even more important parts of this video, so definitely stay tuned. But first, the Tame Beast skill is an active skill that you use on a beast enemy, and when you use the skill, it basically adds a timer on that enemy. As you can see, the wisp duration is 10.4 seconds. So what you need to do is you need to use this skill on the enemy and kill it within 10.4 seconds and be able to then capture the beast. If you take longer than the 10.4 seconds, then you will not be able to capture that beast. So the best way to do it is kind of like in Pokemon, where you bring the health of the beast down lower and then you use the skill on them. That, in my experience, is the best way, especially as you're leveling through the campaign when some of these rares are quite tanky and you don't want to miss out on your opportunity to capture them. So that is how I would recommend using it on these beasts. Now, why I'm here in this spot, we have a reason. We are here at the Troubled Camp at Jungle Ruins in Act 3. And this is the place where I would say is probably the best place to capture beasts, as well as, being able to capture one of the best beasts in the game, in my opinion, which is the Quadrilla. The reason why I really like the Quadrilla is because, for the most part, beasts right now, the way people are using them, are more as utility. And the Quadrilla is a pretty tanky beast, but also 2, it's melee and moves around pretty fast. So if you're using, let's say, an aura for your Quadrilla, because it's a melee minion, it's going to be in the battlefield with you a lot of times. And also, because it's so fast, it can kind of keep up with you as you're moving. If you're using some of the slower ones, they can kind of fall behind and not give you the aura or the utility that you're looking for. So this spot is the best because you have a checkpoint here, and right next to the Troubled Camp, you will always find a unique beast. As you can see right here, this Fury Frenzy guy, that is the unique beast that you're going to be fighting. You're going to go walk next to it and see if it has something good or something that you want. This is periodically unleashes lightning, which isn't bad, and it also stuns. So let's just say we don't like this beast, right? So we're going to go and refresh it just by clicking the respawn at checkpoint button. We'll go back to the checkpoint, and when we walk down here, we will be greeted with a brand new beast with new affixes. So this one has extra chaos damage, periodic cold explosions. Let's say you don't like that one either. And then you rinse and repeat, basically, until you find a beast that has the affixes that you want. Beasts can come with anywhere between 2 to 4 affixes in this game. I think in normal, they usually only come with 1 or 2. But when you get to Cruel, they can go up to 4. So this is kind of where you want to start farming if you can, do it. I'd say even in normal, it's definitely worth farming for beasts because they do give some pretty good abilities. But I would say definitely if you really want to kind of like get your bang for your buck, the best bang for your buck, this is going to be one of the best ways to do it, and you should kind of do it in Cruel. So you're just going to do this, keep going, and then just keep looking for these beasts until you can get one that you think is, viable / good. And then you will attack it, bring it low, then use your skill on it, and then capture it. So when you capture it, it will become one of these. So it'll become Companion and then the name of the beast right there. And then this will be your beast forever. It is, unfortunately, well, I don't know if it's like fortunately, but it is account bound, so you can't really sell it or trade it to other people. But this is what it becomes, and they all have a certain amount of spirit that they need to reserve. This one says 42.3%. I think the value goes up and down based off of the beast itself. Maybe even the affixes, I'm not entirely sure, but it goes up and down based off of basically how strong it is. I would say I always carry a Tame Beast gem if I can afford it, because you never know when you're going to find a beast that is better than your current one unless you kind of have the Beast one, which, you know, may or may not happen until later in the game. So that's why I always recommend carrying a Tame Beast gem with you. Now, you don't have to worry about the level of the gem because you can always upgrade it, and it's not the most intuitive thing either. I would say that they didn't do very good with the UI for upgrading, because I, for the longest time, thought you couldn't upgrade it. But the thing is, when you try to upgrade the gem, it's just like what you would do with normal gems. So when you click on it, right, you have these gems right here, but you will notice that the Tame Beast gem is not the one that you're, you know, going to be able to upgrade and look for. It's actually over here in the occult menu. It's a little bit weird. I don't know why they put it in the occult menu, but that is how you do it if you didn't know already. So yeah, those are a couple of extra little tidbits that I learned along the way with these beasts. But I'm sure you guys are probably wondering right now, what are the best modifiers? Well, of course, that kind of varies based off of your build. So there's not really ever like, oh, this is going to be the best across every single character. But taking a look right here, this is on the PoE2 wiki. It has a list of every single monster modifier on here. And of course, they can have up to 4. I think that usually like these auras and stuff are kind of the main big ones, and you can only have one of them. You can't have multiple of them. You can have one of these big ones, like one for temporal bubble, or like elemental resistance, or energy shield, haste aura. And then it can have a mixture of some of these smaller ones, like, you know, trail of ice, trail of fire, increased area effect, those things, right? So these are the affixes, and I would say the ones that you're really looking for are really going to be, for the most part, most builds. Of course, your build might be different and you might want another thing, but I'd say most builds would benefit from, for example, haste aura, energy shield aura. These are both things that are going to be valuable for you regardless of what build you're using. Elemental resistance is also really good. Temporal bubble is good too, because it slows all the enemies around you and all their action speed and everything, right? Just very, very nice defensive aura. If you're using a physical build, the physical damage aura is pretty nice as well. Conjure lightning storms is pretty good, allows you to shock enemies. So all these are really good to have, I would say, in general. If you are a huntress doing the tornado build, you might want a trail of ice or a trail of fire or something like that. But Trail of Lightning is pretty much just good for every build as well. So these are all things that, you know, you can get on your beast that are good. But the one tidbit that I have for you guys is, as I mentioned earlier, you want to get a beast that is melee and fast, right? Well, if you can get a beast with something like Hasted Aura, that's even better, because that will allow your beast to keep up with you and not be too slow. There's also Shroud Walker, which is pretty good because it teleports to enemies, so that will help it keep up with you as well. So my recommendation is to try to find a combination of one of these really good ones for you, right? Like Haste Aura, Energy Shield Aura, whatever it might be. And also try to get something like Shroud Walker, or maybe, like I said, Hasted, right? These are all good things. Armored is also good because it helps you with the survivability of your beast. And same with Evasive, Extra Energy Shield. These are all good things to have. But I would say the thing that would benefit you the most is probably like Hasted aura, or like Shroud Walker for these secondary effects. In terms of the gems that you want to have on your beast, of course, right now, most people are using it for utility, so the damage isn't that important, but maybe later on there will be some fun, like DPS-oriented companion build as well. We'll have to see. But for me, I personally use Elemental Army, I use Last Gasp, and I use Meat Shield, because these are all things that upgrade the survivability of my beast. And the damage it does really doesn't matter too much, so these all are the best in slot, in my opinion. You guys might have a different idea. There's also the one that makes you share some damage with your minion slash companion as well. That one's probably pretty good. But for the most part, I want maximum uptime on my companion, which is why I use these gems. But yeah, hopefully this was very useful and interesting to you guys. If you guys want to see more of this type of content, be sure to hit the sub button. It's the best way to support the channel, and let me know if you want to see more of these types of videos. But I also stream every single night on twitch.tv/BeastOfXure, and maybe if you're watching right now, I'm online and live, so come hang out. But if not, don't worry. Hopefully I'll see y'all on the next video. All right, guys. Peace.